Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Trump tells Israel to immediately stop bombing after Hamas agrees to release Israeli hostages. Also ready to negotiate on other points of Gaza peace plan. India voices strong support for President Trump's Gaza peace plan, says the indications of the release of hostages marks a significant step forward. US government shutdown to stretch into next week after senators reject the funding bill fourth time. Trump freezes funds for democratic areas, threatens more federal job cuts. Japan's Sanae Takaichi may become Japan's first female prime minister after winning LDP presidency, beats Senjiro Koizumi in a runoff vote. Winner expected to replace PM Ishiba. And in World Para-Athletics Championships 2025, India's high jumper Nishad wins gold. US President Donald Trump told Israel on Friday to immediately stop bombing Gaza after Hamas agreed to release hostages and some other terms in a US plan to end the conflict. However, troubling issues like disarmament appeared unresolved. Trump's peace plan, endorsed by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, demands Hamas's disarmament and excludes the group from Gaza's governance, proposing a technocratic body under Trump's oversight. Hamas has agreed to transfer power but seeks a role in Gaza's future. President Trump released a brief video on Truth Social, pledging fair treatment for all parties in Gaza peace talks and hailing Hamas's hostage release agreement as a special day may be unprecedented.
We'll see how it all turns out. We have to get the final word down in concrete. Very importantly, I look forward to having the hostages come home to their parents and having some of the hostages. So I just want to let you know that this is a very special day, maybe unprecedented in many ways. It is unprecedented, but thank you all, and thank you all to those great countries that helped. We were given a tremendous amount of help. Everybody was unified in wanting this war to end and seeing peace in the Middle East, and we're very close to achieving that. Thank you all, and everybody will be treated fairly.
Meanwhile, Netanyahu's office announced on Saturday that Israel is ready to implement the first phase of US President Donald Trump's peace plan to secure the release of Israeli hostages in Gaza following Hamas's agreement to engage in peace talks. Israel's military also posted a statement confirming the announcement about the implementation. Qatar, Egypt and the United Nations hailed the move, and world leaders welcomed Hamas's agreement to parts of US President Trump's Gaza peace plan, urging a ceasefire, hostage release and humanitarian aid. The UN, UK, France, Germany, Italy, Australia and Turkey have praised the progress along with Israel's opposition leader, who has also backed the negotiations. India has also voiced strong support for President Trump's Gaza peace plan as Prime Minister Narendra Modi praised its progress in a post on X. Posting on X, PM Modi said, and I quote him, "We welcome President Trump's leadership as peace efforts in Gaza make decisive progress. Indications of the release of hostages mark a significant step forward. India will continue to strongly support all efforts towards a durable and just peace." Unquote. In a stunning diplomatic pivot, Colombian President Gustavo Petro expressed rare agreement on Friday with Trump's Gaza peace plan, offering Colombian troops to enforce a ceasefire amid Hamas's hostage release pledge. Posting on X in Spanish, Petro demanded an end to the genocide in Gaza and proposed deploying Colombia's army alongside Trump's forces to halt Israeli operations and secure Palestinian territories. Global leaders welcomed the breakthrough, although Petro's call drew a sharp US rebuke, including visa revocation threats. As mediators Qatar and Egypt accelerate negotiations, Petro's troop offers signals potential Latin American involvement in the nearly 2-year conflict's resolution.
The bombing must stop. I agree with Trump, and I told him, if you need to send the United States Army there, I'll also send Colombia's army, and we'll fight together. Pride cannot be raised as flag when the flag of life comes first.
The US government shutdown has entered its second week due to a stalemate in the Senate. Both Democratic and Republican proposals failed to reach the required 60-vote threshold, with the Republican-led proposal getting 54 votes and the Democrat-led proposal getting 45 votes. Friday's vote on a short-term fix was the last chance of the week to end the crisis, as session will now meet next week. If the shutdown stretches past Monday, it will become the 4th longest in US history. The longest shutdown lasted 35 days in 2018-19 during Trump's first term in office. Meanwhile, both sides have continued to blame each other for the shutdown, with little sign of any progress in negotiations.
We have asked Republican leaders for months to sit down and talk with us. They've refused and barreled us into a shutdown. They thought they could bludgeon us and threaten us and scare us. It ain't working, because my caucus and Democrats are adamant that we must protect the health care of the American people. And so now, rather than working with us to end the pain Americans are feeling because of a shutdown, Republicans have instead, they've wasted a week, refused to talk, and exacerbated pain for America. Instead of trying to come to the table and negotiate with Democrats and reopen the government, the White House and fellow Republicans have vowed to make this a maximum pain shutdown, they call it. Unfortunately, the maximum pain falls on the American people, and the American people know it. They know it's not Democrats doing this maximum pain. It's Vote and Trump and the Republicans.
Donald Trump and the Republicans are not behaving responsibly. They're not behaving in a serious manner. They don't want to reopen the government, and they certainly do not want to address the healthcare crisis that Republicans have created.
Their discussions continue between the Office of Management and Budget and cabinet agencies across the board, and they are actively identifying where these cuts and these layoffs have to be made as this government shutdown hopefully does not continue.
The US government has put $2.1 billion in Chicago infrastructure projects on hold. Office of Management and Budget Director Russ Watt in another jab at Democratic-led city during the government shutdown. The funding freeze affects two major Chicago Transit Authority projects, the Red Line Extension and the Red and Purple Modernization Project. On Wednesday, Watt said the administration of President Donald Trump had frozen another $18 billion for major transit projects in New York, including the Hudson Tunnel and the 2nd Avenue subway, citing the same issue. The Trump administration's Energy Department have also said it would cancel nearly $8 billion for hundreds of energy projects in 16 Democratic-led states, including California and New York. Updates on Russia-Ukraine conflict now. The Russian forces carried out strikes on multiple Ukrainian military facilities and gas infrastructure on Friday. In his nightly address, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that Russia attacked Ukrainian gas facilities for the 3rd consecutive night, firing 35 missiles of various types. He said only half of the missiles were intercepted. The Ukrainian president also said that Kyiv and the European Union are preparing new sanctions against Russia, including new sanctions against companies and those working for the Russian defense industry.
Today there was another Russian strike on our gas infrastructure. Just on the eve of the heating season, the Russians are looking for ways to cause more harm to our people. In this strike alone, there were 35 missiles, including ballistic missiles, aimed at gas facilities. The situation in the Chernihiv region is difficult after drone strikes. There was a ballistic missile strike in the Donetsk region in the evening, also on the energy sector.
The head of International Atomic Energy Agency, Rafael Grossi, called on Ukraine and Russia to show the political will needed to ensure safety around the Russian-controlled Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant on Friday to allow the reconnection of its external power line. The plant has been without external power for the 10th time since September 23, relying on emergency diesel generators to cool reactor fuel as it no longer produces electricity. Grossi stressed the urgent need to restore external power, but security risks prevent technicians from making repairs. Both Russia and Ukraine blame each other for endangering, in fact, nuclear safety. The plant was seized by Russian forces in the early weeks of the conflict. And Munich airport was forced to halt operations for the second day in a row on Friday over drone sightings, with dozens of flights and over 6,000 passengers affected. The German air traffic control restricted flight operations at Munich airport as a precautionary measure due to unconfirmed drone sightings and suspended them until further notice. A spokesperson for airport police said both of Munich's 2 runways were closed. 46 departures from the airport were cancelled or delayed until Saturday. Also, airports in Denmark, Norway and Poland have halted flights due to unidentified drones. Recent drone sightings have disrupted European aviation, with some blaming Russia, something that Kremlin denies. And former Economic Security Minister of Japan, Sanae Takaichi, has been elected the first female president of the ruling Liberal Democratic Party on Saturday. Takaichi earned 185 votes against Agriculture Minister Shinjiro Koizumi's 156 in a runoff after none of the 5 candidates in the party leadership race secured a majority in the first round of voting. This is the first time a woman has assumed the presidency, and if chosen as Prime Minister, she would become the first female Prime Minister of Japan. Sanae Takaichi hailed his victory as a new era for Japan's ruling party. An extraordinary session of the Diet as Japan's parliament is formally known to elect a Prime Minister is expected to be convened in mid-October. American singer Taylor Swift shattered Spotify's 2025 single-day streaming record Friday with her 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl, amassing millions of plays in under 11 hours after its midnight ET release. The bouncy pop record, reuniting Swift with producers Max Martin and Shellback, explores love, success and score settling, featuring her NFL fiancé Travis Kelce on tracks like Dreamy Wishlist and his favorite Opalite. Fans worldwide celebrated at theatre release party screenings premiering The Fate of Ophelia video, with ticket sales projected at $30 to $50 million US. Swift shared her joy on Instagram, noting the album's joyful vibe post-Eras tour and catalogue reclamation. Diss tracks like Father Figure target industry foes, while actually romantic sparks feud rumors with Charlie XCX. Special target vinyl editions flew off shelves. And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. Election Commission is visiting Patna to review poll preparedness in Bihar. And World Animal Welfare Day being observed with the theme Save Animals, Save the Planet. And we'll also show you the rare northern lights recently seen over St. Petersburg, with dazzling displays of green and lilac lights.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. In a major push for India's youth empowerment, Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveiled initiatives exceeding rupees 62,000 crore on Saturday at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi, focusing on skilling, education and entrepreneurship. Key launches include the rupees 60,000 crore PM Setu scheme to upgrade 1,000 industrial training institutes nationwide and 1,200 vocational labs in schools. PM Modi also laid foundation stones for PM Usha facilities at 4 Bihar universities worth rupees 160 crore, benefiting 27,000 students. The NIT Patna's Bhita campus was also dedicated, along with the distribution of 4,000 Bihar government job letters and the release of rupees 450 crore scholarships to 25 lakh students via DBT. As the event also featured the 4th National Skill Convocation, PM Modi felicitated 46 ITI toppers aiming to harness Bihar's youth as a skilling hub. Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav and Japan's Minister Hiromasa Nakano visited Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail sites to observe track laying, tunnels and Bandra Kurla complex station progress. Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav and Japan's Minister of Land Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism visited the Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail project construction sites in Surat and Mumbai. In Surat, they observed rapid progress in the installation of the J-slab ballastless track system and permanent rail laying. The ministers also reviewed the Bandra Kurla complex underground station in Mumbai, which is now 84% excavated and features 3 levels with metro and road connectivity. Excavation continues on 7 mountain tunnels in Palghar, and key viaducts, bridges and track beds have been completed. The visit underscores strong India-Japan collaboration on India's first high-speed rail corridor. Chief Election Commissioner Gyanesh Kumar and Election Commissioners Vivek Joshi and SS Sandhu are on 2-day visit to the poll-bound East Indian state of Bihar to review poll preparedness. According to the officials, the term of the 243-member Bihar Assembly ends on November 22nd, and polls in the state are likely to be held in multiple phases beginning at the end of this month and in November. It is a common practice for the poll authority to visit states before announcing the election schedule. The EC meets representatives of political parties and top police, administrative and state poll officials while reviewing election readiness. India's Border Roads Organization has once again created history as Project Hemank constructed the world's highest motorable road at Migla Pass in Ladakh. The road broke its own Guinness World Record by surpassing Umlingla with the new highest motorable pass at Migla. The newly built Lekaru-Migla Fukshe Road holds immense strategic significance as the third vital axis from Hanle to Fukshe, while also boosting tourism in Ladakh and upliftment of India's first villages. The road is a tribute to the relentless spirit, engineering brilliance and steadfast commitment of the Border Roads Organization in building the nation. And in a major boost to freight connectivity, Northern Railway has dispatched its first ever automobile rake to the Kashmir Valley. A special rake transported 116 Maruti Suzuki vehicles from Manesar in Haryana. It arrived at the newly operational Anantnag goods shed on Thursday. The train carrying Maruti Suzuki vehicles departed from the Gati Shakti terminal in Manesar and reached Anantnag in about 45 hours, covering nearly 850 kilometers. The first consignment included models like the Brezza, Desire, Wagoner and Espresso. Railway officials stated that the service will provide a faster and safer mode of transporting vehicles while reducing pressure on the Srinagar-Jammu National Highway. The initiative is being hailed as a significant step in linking Kashmir more closely with the country's automobile and freight networks. The intense negotiations between the Jammu-Kashmir Joint Awami Action Committee and a high-profile team from Islamabad came to result on midnight on Friday as both sides agreed on a draft with some minor amendments. The government has accepted 21 out of 38 demands from the protesters. Following this, demonstrations against the government will end, and for the next 3 days, the Awami Action Committee will hold mourning processions for those who died during the protests. Under the settlement, those responsible for violence and the deaths of protesters will face prosecution under anti-terrorism laws, and a judicial inquiry will be conducted. Today, we observe the World Animal Welfare Day. The day is celebrated annually on October 4th to raise awareness for animal welfare and to unite people in promoting better treatment and protection for animals globally. DD India's Prasar Bharati reports.
On October 4th, the world unites to mark World Animal Welfare Day. This year's theme, Save Animals, Save the Planet, is more than a message. It's a mission. Every animal protected, every habitat preserved brings us closer to a healthier, more balanced Earth. Protecting animals isn't just compassion, it's climate action. It's preserving biodiversity. It's safeguarding the future. Across the globe, people are taking small but powerful steps. Rescuing stray pets, supporting shelters, conserving endangered species, cleaning rivers, beaches and forests. Speaking up for those without a voice. Together, these acts ripple outward, restoring balance, healing ecosystems and giving hope. This World Animal Welfare Day, let's stand for life in all its forms, furry, feathered and scaled. Save animals, save the planet. Tapas Bhattacharya's report for DD India.
And segueing to our next segment, time now for sport. Sri Lanka is gearing up for the much-awaited high-voltage clash of India versus Pakistan at ongoing Women's Cricket World Cup in ODI format. The super encounter will take place at Colombia's Premadasa Cricket Stadium on the 5th of October 2025. So far, Team India has played one match in front of a fully packed stadium at Guwahati against Sri Lanka. Team India won the opening encounter. On the other hand, Pakistan lost its first match of the tournament and comes to the crease with low confidence. Not only this, Pakistan has never been able to win against Indian women in ODI format. Updates from ongoing World Para Athletics Championships in New Delhi. India's Nishad Kumar won his maiden gold medal at the World Championships in men's high jump T47 on Friday. En route on his way to the gold, Nishad set a new Asian record. Nishad cleared the bar set at 2.14 meters in his first attempt, bettering his own mark of 2.09 meters set at the previous edition in Paris in 2023. Simran grabbed a historic gold medal in women's 100 meters T12 with a new personal best of 11.95 seconds. Sprinter Preeti Pal bagged bronze in women's 200 meters T35, clocking a season's best timing of 30.03 seconds. In golf, Kapil Kumar clinched his first professional win at the Indian Golf Premier League Invitational in Pune after a thrilling battle with young Karthik Singh. Tied at 12 under after regulation play, Kapil secured victory on the second playoff hole with a superb lob wedge shot to under 2 feet. Karthik missed his birdie chance after landing in the rough. Kapil took home rupees 22.5 lakhs while Karthik earned rupees 15 lakhs. Sachin Baisoya finished third at 11 under, narrowly missing the playoff. Hitashi Bakshi shot the day's best round and finished tied 7th, the top woman in the field. The event was full of drama with frequent lead changes and strong performances throughout the final day. Updates from India versus West Indies first test in Ahmedabad. Ravindra Jadeja continued his fiery show as he took his third wicket of the day in the form of Shea Hope. Jadeja earlier removed Brandon King and John Campbell. Kuldeep Yadav joined the wicket-taking party with the dismissal of West Indies skipper Roston Chase. Apart from the two spinners, pacer Mohammad Siraj also provided India with a breakthrough as he removed Chandra Paul for 8. Justin Greaves and Alec are at the crease for 5 down West Indies. And of course, a mesmerizing dance of colors lit up St. Petersburg skies as the Aurora Borealis shimmered above Europe's tallest tower, the Lakhta Center. Captured in stunning footage by the 462-meter skyscraper's administration, the vibrant glow enchanted onlookers. The northern lights, sparked by solar winds colliding with Earth's atmosphere, painted Russia's night with ethereal hues. Typically visible in high-altitude regions, the aurora's rare brilliance over the 87-story landmark, opened in 2019, marked a celestial spectacle driven by heightened solar activity. This breathtaking display left St. Petersburg aglow, reminding everyone of nature's awe-inspiring artistry. That's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms, and you can scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.